Oh, look what you've done to me. Oh, look what you've done to me.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining me on this beautiful Thursday night. I definitely appreciate y'all being here. We got a crazy show tonight for y'all. You saw the headline. Trump has been indicted again. They want him in court on Tuesday morning. I'm sorry, I think it's going to be 3 o'clock on Tuesday afternoon, actually. See you next Tuesday, a-holes. He'll be there with bells on. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you guys for joining me. We also got Tucker's second live stream from, not live stream, but his show from Twitter. We're going to play that for you guys tonight, too. It's only about 12 minutes long, if you don't mind that. We'll jump into that, too. Make sure y'all hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, all that fun stuff. You saw the headline there? Trump has been indicted again. Again. How many more? How many more are they going to put on him? Cat says this is nothing but another witch hunt. They need to go everyone else too, especially the Biden crime family. Yeah. There's going to be so many investigations going on. It's crazy. Be careful what you say. Yeah, I know. Oh, I know. I know they're after me. Make sure you guys head over to that rebelwithoutareason.com. Get all your merchandise over there. Bonzi. Oh, you also get a link for the show over there because they try to hide the show from you guys sometimes. But you can always get it on rebelwithoutareason.com. The show is also available on your favorite podcasting platforms. Make sure y'all check that out. Follow me over there on Twitter. Follow me on Facebook. Follow me on Instagram. Same difference, dude, honestly. Follow me on Rumble also. We're going to be doing the after show over there pretty soon. Covering the stuff that we can't talk about on YouTube. We're about to get into it. About to get in it like Bennett. Yep, they're doing it again to him, Fonz. Again. So they want him there at 3 o'clock on Tuesday. We'll be there to cover that, hopefully. I'm going to try to stream that shit live like we did last time. It'll be a full event just like last time. He's got a statement, though. We're going to watch it. I'm going to have my trigger finger on this censor button, though. He might say something crazy. Who knows? Yeah. This is all for posterity. And supposedly they're loosening up their selection dialogue over there on the YouTubes. But we'll see, I guess. We'll see what the man's got to say.
Very sadly, we're a nation in decline, and yet they go after a popular president, a president that got more votes.
Sorry about that. Let me get this audio in order. Let's go again.
Very sadly, we're a nation in decline, and yet they go after a popular president, a president that got more votes than any sitting president in the history of our country, by far, and did much better the second time in the election than the first. And they go after him on a boxer's hoax, just like the Russia hoax and all of the others. It's just been going on for 7 years. They can't stop because it's election interference at the highest level. There's never been anything like what's happened. I'm an innocent man. I'm an innocent person. They had the Mueller hoax, the Mueller report, and that came out. No collusion after 2.5 years. That was set up by Hillary Clinton and Democrats. But this is what they do. This is what they do so well. If they would devote their energies to honesty and integrity, it would be a lot better for our country. They could do a lot better. They could do a lot of great things. But when you look at what's happened to our country in the last 3 years, we were energy independent. We had a strong military that wasn't woke. We were doing so well. We were respected all over the world. Got the biggest tax cuts in history, biggest regulation cuts in history. And what do? You have a president where an election was got more votes than any president in history by far, never anything even close. And they come after me because now we're leading in the polls again by a lot against Biden, against the Republicans by a lot, but we're leading against Biden by a lot, a tremendous amount. And we went up to a level that they figure the way they're going to stop us is by using what's called warfare. And that's what it is. This is warfare for the law. And we can't let it happen. We can't let it happen. Our country is going to hell. And they come after Donald Trump, weaponizing the Justice Department, weaponizing the FBI. We can't let this continue to go on because it's ripping our country to shreds. We have such big problems, and this shouldn't be one of them. It's a hoax. The whole thing is a hoax. Just like Russia, just like the fake dossier was a hoax. You saw the Durham report. You saw the Mueller report. It was all a big hoax. You had 2 impeachments, and they lost and we won. And we had tremendous support. But that was a hoax and a scam. And now they're doing it again. It's just a continuation, 7 years, even after I'm out. But it's called election interference, trying to destroy a reputation so they can win an election. That's just as bad as doing any of the other things that have been done over the last number of years, and especially during the 2020. So I just want to tell you, I'm an innocent man. I did nothing wrong. And we will fight this out just like we've been fighting for 7 years. It would be wonderful if we could devote our full time to making America great again. And that's exactly what we did. But now, again, our country is in decline. We're a failing nation. And this is what they do. I'm an innocent man. We will prove that again. 7 years of proving it. And here we go again. Very unfair. But that's the way it is. I just want to thank everybody. We are doing something very special for our country. We're putting America first. I always put America first. And that's why we were in a position. Unfortunately, that position is no longer valid because they've done such a poor job. But we're in a position where we're going to make America great again. I'm innocent, and we will prove that very, very soundly and hopefully very quickly. Thank you very much.
Boom, there's your man there. Wow. Man, I was trying to be on that trigger. You can't say too much. Yep, it's predictable, Sonia. My president and his signature red tie. Sonia. It's crazy, dude. It's for the stupid damn what are they called? The classified documents. Like, come on, dude. And he said, well, what the hell is up with Joe Biden's documents? They're behind his Corvette and shit. We'll pull it up right quick. Hang on, what did he say? He truthed it out earlier, and I was like, what the hell? Give me 1 second. Yeah. Fawn says, oh, he's got more indictments coming. This is not the last of it. So this is supposedly in Florida, so they can find a way to get it to D.C. Then Georgia is coming. Yeah, they got those two. So he's going to be dealing with this and his rallies and shit. I mean, does he even really need to rally? Everybody knows what's up. They're going to vote like a mofo. Yeah, I hope they're ready, man. Krabby's in the house. What up, fool? Trump will get through these lies like all the others. Yep. He'll come through it, man. They just want to spend all of his time and energy doing dumb shit legally. They do that all the time. All the time. I'm going to open them phone lines up, though, in case y'all want to call and holler at me. Since I'm late. We won't go too long, but we got a few things to get into. Okay, pull that down like that. While I'm finding this, there's a number for you to call in right there if you guys want to call in. I want to find his truth post that he sent out earlier today. That number 615-348-5482. 615-348-5482. Let's get into it. Here was his truth post from earlier. If y'all didn't see it on the community page, there it was right there. Page 1, the corrupt Biden administration has informed my attorneys that I've been indicted, seemingly over the boxes hoax, even though Joe Biden has 1,850 boxes at the University of Delaware, additional boxes in Chinatown, D.C., and even more boxes. Oops. More boxes at other places, I'm sure. But it says page 2 have been summoned to appear. Click this damn thing. You're dumb. For some reason, these YouTube community posts are stupid as hell. They don't let you have the whole tweet. But he's been summoned to the court at Tuesday at 3 p.m. We're going to try to cover that. For the stupid boxes. Who gives a damn about some classified documents? About what? What about the documents that's going to get Hunter Biden and Joe Biden arrested, supposedly? Dumb. What up, boom boom's in the house? Boom boom boom, boom boom boom. Boom boom boom, boom boom boom, boom boom boom. So you saw that there. We're gonna get into it, man. Crazy as hell. Same stupid stuff, always. They just want to take his time up. Waste his damn time. Waste his resources. He likes a challenge, though, you know what I mean? Some people thrive under stress, so I just come in late. I had time. I had to work, so excuse me. Get into this shit here. We saw Trump. And what about all the Joe Biden stuff? Here goes Marjorie Taylor Greene talking about some of the FBI's FD 1023 form implicating Joe Biden in a political bribery pay-to-play scheme. We already saw that, but let's see more details.
Reading this form today shows the pure distinction. This information, this source that came forward, it's a paid informant by the FBI. This has nothing to do with Giuliani. This has nothing to do with the information that he brought forward in 2020. It's totally separate, and it's extremely credible because he's a paid informant. I made some notes after I left the SCIF based on the information, and I'll share that with you guys right now. Basically, what was happening there is back in 2015, 2016, Burisma was looking to buy a U.S.-based oil and gas company. And this came from being advised by Hunter Biden and his partners. Biden said Shokin was corrupt. That was around the time of this meeting, was when Joe Biden, as vice president, had said that the prosecutor Shokin was corrupt. They hired Hunter on the board to make the problems go away. That's what they specifically said. Hunter advised that they could raise more money if they bought a U.S. company. So the informant was trying to do the right thing and trying to advise Burisma that they shouldn't go this route. They should hire an attorney, work out their problems that they were being investigated for because they were having other legal problems. And that's why they were being investigated by this prosecutor Shokin. The informant was advising them, don't go this route. Why would you buy another U.S. company while you're under investigation? That's not a good idea. So he's trying to tell them to do the right thing. The owner of Burisma said that Hunter was stupid and that his other business partner was smart. He also said that he paid $5 million to one Biden and he paid $5 million to another Biden. And it was all a bribery to get Shokin fired and end the investigation into Burisma. He also told the informant this is common practice in Russia and Ukraine. It's common practice, it's part of business there, that's how their culture works, that they will pay bribery money in order to get business deals done. And that many businesses, they take that into account, they put it in their budget basically when they're preparing to buy another company or start another company, that's just normal. And so over in Ukraine, for them to consider hiring Hunter Biden on the board in order to make their problems go away, which was the prosecutor Shokin, who was investigating Burisma for corruption and legal problems. This was definitely illegal for a vice president of the United States and their family members.
There you have it then. MTG giving the facts. I mean, they get documentation. What kind of documentation are they going to have on Trump? But Biden says America can trust the DOJ.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, please remain in your seats as the principals and official delegations depart the East Room.
I'm supposed to walk off the stage now. But wait.
Bribery allegation. Congresswoman Nancy Mace says there's damning evidence in the FBI file that you sold out the country. Do you have a response to the congressional Republicans?
Where's the money? I'm joking.
Mr. President,
It's a bunch of malarkey.
Mr. President, what do you say to Americans to convince them that they should trust the independence and fairness of the Justice Department when your predecessor, Donald Trump, repeatedly attacks it?
Because you notice, I have never once, not one single time, suggested to the Justice Department what they should do or not do relative to bringing a charge or not bringing a charge. I'm honest.
Man, that clip right there is going to be cut 1,000,000 times. I'm honest. Oh shit, dude. Joe Biden's trash. Joe Biden is trash. Happy anniversary to Boomhauer and Mrs. Boomhauer. That's what's up right there. 11 years in this piece. Going strong. Still throwing his back out. I play too much. Yeah, with that little whisper. I play too much. I'm honest. FJB. Yeah, you didn't miss nothing, Atomic. Thanks for coming back. Guardius is in the house. What up, Guardius? Let's keep this train rolling, though. I appreciate y'all for being here. I played Trump's speech there about his little words about the indictment. Atomic, I don't know if you saw that or not. Speaking of the swamp, let's go into the swamp a little bit. Simon Atiba, he's funny. If y'all don't follow him on Twitter, man, you're missing out. Simon Atiba said, if looks could kill, I would be dead right now. At a restaurant minutes ago, the White House press secretary, Karine Jean-Pierre, gave me a deadly look. As I was picking up a napkin, I realized she was standing by on my left side. So I said hi. She looked at me full of anger and I didn't respond. And she didn't respond, I'm sorry. I didn't know it was this bad. Next time I will record a video. So here she is in the cafeteria hanging out with the mask on, playing the part. Got her muzzle on there. She got her nice little muzzle on there. Simon Atiba is funny, huh? They never call on him, it's sad. Stupid. He's a nice guy. He's a funny guy, too. The African press secretary. Let's get an update on this bridge that got bombed out in Ukraine. Look at that shit. It's flooded some people's houses down through there. Nova Kakova Dam in Ukraine on Tuesday. Ukraine on Tuesday accused Russian forces of blowing up a major dam and hydroelectric power station.
Она вчера уже начала подниматься. Она вчера уже поднималась. Я все не верила, что она поднимется высоко.
Damn.
Ну, это вот то, что нам уготовано, они то и делают, не жалея нас ни в чем. Именно мирных людей.
Look at these, got rats hanging out there and shit. God dang. Oh boy. It's like an episode of Duck Dynasty. What is this? So their shit got flooded out. So supposedly Ukraine did it. Supposedly Russia did it. Psh, I don't know. Maybe China did it. They're building spy facilities.
We've got Tennessee Senator Bill.
China's building spy facilities in Cuba. Let's watch this.
Joining us now to react to this. Senator, I got to tell you, I'm reading these tweets, and it's the most predictable thing in the world from the left. Take a crisis, make it an excuse to regulate and to spend more money.
That's exactly right. But when you think about it, it's government policies that have created the crisis. Just take a look at what happened in California back in 2020. University of California researchers estimated that the emissions from the wildfires in 2020, again, bad forest management policies there created by the left in California, in 1 year, 2020, those emissions from wildfires doubled all of the emission savings that occurred from 2003 to 2019 in California. That's 16 years worth of forest management policies. We're seeing the same thing happen in Canada right now.
Seeing this headline right here, never let a crisis go to waste. Dems warn of impending doom of climate crisis. What did I tell y'all? As soon as this fire shit start popping off, which is total bullshit, everybody knows it's some bullshit. They want to push that climate agenda again. Everybody put your mask back on, put your muzzle back on. Get your leash back on. You're only allowed to go out into the pen.
Senator, I'm from California, and I'm acutely aware of some of those bad policies that you talk about as well. I do want to switch topics with you, if you'll let me. Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong, he's fighting back, saying that he's going to be challenging the SEC for, quote, clarity on the crypto lawsuit after the SEC sued his company this week. How are you thinking about the SEC's lawsuits this week?
He absolutely should be pushing back. You know, this is reminiscent of what happened to Matt Taibbi when the IRS visited his home the day he was coming to testify. You know, the day that Coinbase is coming to testify before the House Ag Committee, this suit is dropped. I think it's definitely an effort to intimidate. It's Gary Gensler's effort to try to get ahead of this, to construct everything as if it's a security so the SEC can take control. But this, in their staking program, the SEC approved all of it.
And Senator, here, as we have to wrap up our interview, I just wanted to pivot once again, if that's okay. The Wall Street Journal is reporting that China is building a U.S. spying facility.
You see how they try to hide news behind some really boring, dumb shit? Somebody will go, man, I ain't watching this. I want to change this channel. I don't care nothing about these stupid finance bullshit. And they'll change the channel, then you'll miss this story straight up right here.
Yes. Just next door to us in Cuba. Just quickly, we wanted your thoughts on how you think the administration should respond to Beijing here.
The administration needs to wake up. There are calls in this administration to reach out with open arms to Cuba, to embrace them. Look, Cuba's not our friend if they're doing a deal like this with China. China has demonstrated its intent time and time again. This agreement with Cuba, just another chapter in this in terms of wanting to spy on us. But if you think about it, you know, the Chinese police stations that were found in New York and other cities across America, the spy balloon that floated over our nation, and we have an administration that...
The Chinese police stations that were found. Yeah. You have to have paperwork for anything and everything in this motherfucker. They didn't find anything. They already knew it was there. I guess he's meaning the uncovered by reporters, possibly. I get that.
Release the FBI report. Again, this administration is standing from a position of weakness. They're adopting a posture of photo op diplomacy where they don't want to offend the Chinese so they can have some sort of high-level meeting and photo op rather than disclosing China's malevolent behavior and standing up strong. The Trump White House demonstrated that strength is what China appreciates. We need to be standing up to the CCP at every turn.
All right, good point there. Thank you so much, Senator.
Yeah, it's almost too late, man. What do? They infiltrated everything, allegedly. But hey, man, you heard Biden.
I'm honest, man. I'm Biden. I'm honest. You know, I'm saying. I'm honest.
Let's keep on moving on. Sonia, did you send me something? Sonia sent me something. Oh, from old Eric Adams. I got it right now. What a quinky dinky. Let's do it. So this is from Mayor Eric Adams himself.
In these dangerous air quality conditions are clearly an urgent reminder that we must act now to protect our city, our environment, and the future of our children.
Why do I gotta put this ragged-ass music on this shit? Climate change effects, wildfires. Let's go back and read this propaganda. If we're gonna be given propaganda, I want to make sure we read it completely so we absorb it. New York City. Look at that, man. That's terrible. Sonia, is that what the sun looks like right now when you're at? Well, not right now. It's dark, but was that like what it was like today? How was the air quality today up there? 6 in the house. What up, fool? Yeah, how much farmland does China own here? Near military bases too. Yeah, man, it's not a coincidence. They know what they're doing. Peace out. Boom, boom. Have a good time, man. Dude, you already know Adam's going to put all the people in y'all's homes from the border. Yeah, Boomhauer told me that they're going to start paying people to house them in their houses now. Y'all want to make some extra money? Let them stay in that back bedroom. $150 each, I think. A month or something like that. According to salty space lasers. How did all these fires start at the same time? Dude, that's exactly what I thought. I saw the map of that. We showed it yesterday. I'm sorry, Tuesday. Anyway, let's read this propaganda. New York City is clearly a national leader on public health. Is it? New York City is clearly a national leader on public health and climate action. I mean, I know New York is the healthiest city in the United States, but yeah, no one is worth the drama, in my opinion. I wouldn't think so. Krabby says so many Chinese professors in colleges have been busted for stealing intellectual property. Yeah, they'll come over here and go to school, and then they'll take it back home and dissect everything. They built all their stuff based off our technologies, our advancements and whatnot. And they don't have the EPA that we have here. They destroy their damn environment. It's smoggy as hell over there. You think New York City looks bad right now? China, allegedly, is pretty bad off because they're so industrialized. They make all our shit, so what do? You want stuff, don't you? If you want stuff, hush it up. Sonny said these are not foreign exchange students. Atomic says Trump passed an executive order to do controlled burns and clean forest floors, and Biden stopped it. Yeah, and then he said it was Trump's fault. Did y'all see that the other day? He was saying that it was Trump's fault. That he's... everything that Biden accuses Trump of, Biden's doing it already. And these dangerous air quality conditions are clearly an urgent reminder that we must act now to protect our city. I love it. Our environment and our future. We need some crackhead footage. We need some people cooking rats on the street footage. The future of our children. Climate change affects wildfires by exacerbating the hot, dry conditions that help them catch and spread. Is it really that dry up there right now? Only the people up there that live there could say that. I mean, it's on fire right now. You can't deny that. Fawn said there's a whole room of Spanish people watching some video, all in Spanish here in a meeting room at my hotel. Didn't want to assume it was immigrants watching a video on what to do next. Hey, that's when you need Sonya in your back pocket. Take a video of that shit and send it to me, Fonz, and I'll send it to Sonya. If you come across something like that next time, we got a translator in the house. I'm learning, but she's fluent. Atomic says CCP called for all Chinese in USA to stand up for motherland. What does that include? They talking that shit? Well, they knocked down our statues and shit already. That's part of it. When they take ownership of this bitch, they don't want to see no statues around here. Ugh. How dare all this white propaganda here. Knock all this shit down. Your forefathers what? Ugh. Get this stuff out of here. Racism. These fires emit large quantities of harmful pollutants. Air pollution from wildfires can cause respiratory and cardiovascular problems. Other adults, children, outdoor workers, and communities disproportionately burdened by poor air quality are especially vulnerable. The New York State Department of Environmental Conservation has issued an air quality health advisory until 11:59 p.m. on Friday. That's one more day. It's red though, boy. Not healthy. Is it still smoky, stinky up there, Sonia? Stay inside. There you go. Wear your N95 mask if you must go outside. And use an air purifier if you can. I wonder if they had a run on those masks at the hardware store and whatnot again. Then they get the air quality alerts. Everybody's still walking around having a good time, though. They like, fuck it, it's the end of the world. Who cares? Fuck it. Oh, Atomic, yeah. Sorry. I've got a video for you here a little bit later. I don't know if I can play it on YouTube, though. It's got some graphic language on it. We'll have to do that on Rumble. And I made you a moderator over there, too. So you're hooked up over there. As New Yorkers adapt to the extreme impacts of climate change. There it is right there. What did I tell you, Sonia? Yeah. These fuckers are so predictable. As New Yorkers adapt to the extreme impacts of climate change. What's the next line going to be? The Mayor's Office of Climate Environmental Justice is monitoring and improving air quality. How are they improving air quality? They're monitoring it and improving it? What? Reducing emissions, building resiliency, and advancing public health. Okay. Oh, they got the birds on the end there. Oh, it's all majestic and whatnot. Propaganda. I like it. If you like it, I love it. Let's keep this train rolling now. We gotta go, we gotta go, we gotta go. Man, I got some crazy ass video for y'all over there on the Rumble side. Make sure y'all hang out for that shit. We're not gonna go too much longer over here on YouTube. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Well, we got it. I wouldn't say it's breaking news, but Simon Atiba says Joe Biden allegedly paid $5 million by Burisma executive in Ukraine as part of a bribery scheme, according to FBI document. That's what that stuff Marjorie was reading out there earlier. So we'll find out. Ain't nothing gonna happen though. Ain't shit gonna happen news. Look at this right here. You thought high fructose corn syrup was bad. In other news, saccharin isn't bad for you. New health and safety findings revealed that sucralose, which is Splenda, is a genotoxic, meaning it breaks up DNA. What? If you get that artificial sugar, man, you might want to check it out. Check it out, check it out, check it out. Look at the next story. Cory Bush introduces a bill calling for $14 trillion in reparations for Black Americans. Well, hell. Aren't they still working that on already? Oh, she's Missouri now, though. Man, they can't even get their damn DAs straight out there. Letting people go here and there and everywhere. Let's do Tucker's thing. Are y'all ready for Tucker's segment? We got episode number 2 if you want to watch it. We're going to watch it. Give me 1 second here. What are you doing? Give me 1 second. I had to reload the stupid window. Done. Man, I appreciate y'all hanging out with me while we go through this crazy madness. Let's do Tucker. Hello, no sound. There we go. I want to kill this Skype right quick. This thing's gonna, got a feeling it's gonna try to do something dumb. I'll get your man up here so we can get him all nice and in focus and whatnot. This is episode 2 that just dropped today. All my people that are not on Twitter, this is for you.
Hey, it's Tucker Carlson. Let's say you wanted to control a country. How would you start? Well, you'd want to make sure you had the complete obedience of everybody inside your borders who was authorized to use deadly force. You would start with the military, and then federal law enforcement, then move your way down ultimately to agencies like the IRS. Controlling the guns would be a top priority for you if you ever wanted to go dictatorial, if you wanted to be baby doc. But let's say you had deeper ambitions. Let's say you wanted the power not simply to control people's behavior, but to control how they think, not just their bodies, but their minds, as a god would. In that case, you need to take charge of the society's taboos. A taboo is something that by popular consensus is not allowed. A taboo may not be illegal, but it doesn't need to be. Over time, social prohibitions are more powerful and more enduring than laws. Societies are defined by what they will not permit, as are famously religions. Muslims don't eat pork, neither do Orthodox Jews. Traditional Christians oppose extramarital sex. The Amish avoid electricity, and so on. American society isn't overtly religious, but it's governed by taboos, and it always has been. What's interesting is how fast our taboos are changing. This is not happening organically. What we're allowed to dislike is being dictated to us from above, sometimes by force. Until fairly recently, for example, it was taboo in this country to attack people on the basis of their race. That was the main lesson of the Second World War, we were told again and again. The one thing we learned from the Nazis is that it's dangerous to reduce human beings to their genetic code. There is no master race. That made sense, but apparently we no longer believe it. Punishing people based on their skin color is not only permitted in modern America, it is mandatory throughout business and government and higher education, as long as the victims are white. At one time, that would have been unimaginable. So with the current behavior of our politicians. As recently as the 1992 presidential campaign, adultery was considered disqualifying for anyone seeking higher office. Bill Clinton was very nearly derailed in the New Hampshire primary by his affair with Jennifer Flowers. Clinton went to elaborate lengths to lie about the relationship because he had no choice. But he was the last presidential candidate who had to meet this standard. By 2008, it was obvious to anybody who was paying attention that Barack Obama had a strange and highly creepy personal life. Yet nobody ever asked him about it. By that point, a leader's behavior within his own marriage, the core relationship of his life, had been declared irrelevant. It was Barack Obama's business, not yours. One by one, with increasing speed, our old taboos have been struck down. Those that remain have lost their moral force. Stealing, flaunting your wealth, striking women, smoking marijuana on the street, shameless public hypocrisy, taking other people's money for not working. All of these things used to be considered unacceptable in America, not anymore. So it probably shouldn't surprise us that the greatest taboo of all is teetering on the edge of acceptability: child molestation. A generation ago, talking to someone else's children about sex was widely considered grounds for a thrashing. Touching them sexually was effectively a death penalty offense. When Jeffrey Dahmer was bludgeoned to death in the bathroom of a Wisconsin prison in 1994, the Milwaukee district attorney had to caution the public not to turn Dahmer's killer into a folk hero. Jeffrey Dahmer had molested and murdered children. People felt justified in celebrating his death. 25 years later, that standard had changed dramatically in the state of Wisconsin, as in the rest of the country. In the summer of 2020, during the BLM riots in Kenosha, 17-year-old Kyle Rittenhouse defended his life from a convicted child molester called Joseph Rosenbaum. Rosenbaum was trying to kill Rittenhouse, so Rittenhouse shot him in self-defense. But it was Joseph Rosenbaum whom the media cast as the victim of the story. Kyle Rittenhouse, meanwhile, an underage boy fending off violence from a child molester, was denounced as the villain. Ultimately, he was indicted for murder. One of the things that this tells us is the people who run our country no longer see child molesters as the worst among us. It's never been more obvious than it was yesterday when the Wall Street Journal ran a long expose about kiddie porn on Instagram. Instagram, the journal found, quote, helps connect and promote a vast network of accounts openly devoted to the commission and purchase of underage sex content. Instagram connects pedophiles and connects them to content sellers of child pornography. In one instance, the paper discovered that Instagram was recommending the phrase incest toddlers to users who'd expressed interest in similar material. By the way, no one at Instagram denied that any of this had happened, nor did Mark Zuckerberg, who controls the company. The journal story was accurate. It was all pretty shocking, but not as shocking as what happened next, which was effectively nothing at all. The largest circulation newspaper in the United States revealed that one of the world's most influential companies was promoting pedophilia, and nobody in power did anything about it. The Justice Department did not announce an investigation. Congress did not schedule hearings. The guy who runs Instagram, Adam Mosseri, still has his job. In fact, Mosseri's last tweet, which is pinned, is a video of himself bragging about how effective Instagram's algorithm is. Keep in mind as you watch this, it's real.
People often talk about the algorithm, but there is no one algorithm for Instagram. There are many algorithms and ranking processes we use to try to personalize the experience to make it as interesting as we can for each and every person who uses Instagram. We believe in this idea of personalization. What you're interested in and what I'm interested in is different, and so therefore your Instagram and my Instagram should be different.
What you're interested in and what I'm interested in is different, Mosseri explains patiently. So your Instagram feed will be different from mine. You're interested in children, that's why you're getting all the incest toddler posts. It's a highly personalized experience. That tweet is still up tonight. Of course, everybody at Instagram, in fact, everyone everywhere in authority, will still claim to think that child molestation is bad, but the tone has changed unmistakably. When they say it's bad, they mean it in a kind of abstract way. Bad like a civil war in Central Africa is bad. You wouldn't prefer it, but there are reasons it happens. That's why we now refer to pedophiles as minor attracted persons, because honestly, who can judge? These people are a sexual minority, so pause before you attack them. And in any case, it's not like pedophiles are barging into the Capitol building to sit in Nancy Pelosi's chair or asking uncomfortable questions about the last election. For miscreants like that, no punishment is too harsh. So far this month, the FBI's Washington field office has issued 11 press releases. 10 out of 11 have been about January 6th. Keep in mind that January 6th happened more than 2.5 years ago. Now you know why the feds were ignoring kid touchers on Instagram. They're too busy to respond. They've got much more important things to do, like finding white supremacists. White supremacists are America's new child molesters. We've got zero tolerance for white supremacists because no one threatens the life of this country more than they do. Here's Joe Biden once again making that very clear last month.
To stand up against the poison of white supremacy, as I did my inaugural address, to single out as the most dangerous terrorist threat to our homeland is white supremacy. And I'm not saying this because I'm at a black HBCU. I say it wherever I go.
Pardon the feedback, but you heard the point. White supremacy is the most dangerous threat to the American homeland. Joe Biden just told us that. It's more dangerous than the threat of nuclear war with Russia. It's more dangerous than the threat of the Mexican drug cartels, who've already killed hundreds of thousands of Americans and are now in control of swaths of our southwestern states. White supremacy is that bad, Joe Biden says. In fact, it's worse. But what is it? That's the question. Can anyone in authority actually define white supremacy? What is it? Is white supremacy liking white people too much? If so, that's going to put those of us with white children in a pretty tough spot. Or is white supremacy something much more obviously bad, like trying to expel all non-whites from America and creating some kind of ethno-state? If that's Joe Biden's definition, what exactly is the scope of this threat? How many people are currently working on this American white ethno-state project? And what are the chances they're going to pull it off? Our guess is Not very many, and precisely 0. But we can't say for sure because no one has showed us the numbers. These are not rhetorical questions. When the President of the United States describes something as the worst possible crime Americans can commit, you have a right to know what that crime is. You used to have that right. Under our pre-revolutionary legal code before George Floyd, questions like these were easy to answer. A crime was defined as something that an elected legislature had explicitly banned, usually an act that hurt somebody else. In America, crimes were described precisely with words in English and then preserved in books, which you could read yourself. If you ever wondered whether you were committing a crime, you could just look it up. You could know for sure whether you were a criminal. Now you can't. And needless to say, that's the point. The point of the exercise is to keep you off balance, to keep you afraid. When no one's willing to define the offense, you can't be sure whether or not you're committing it. You could be accused at any time and everything you have taken from you. You live in fear. Remember this guy?
Emmanuel Cafferty was driving near a Black Lives Matter protest in Poway in his SDG&E truck when he says he noticed somebody following him and trying to get his attention. Later, that person posted a picture of him making what some believed is a white supremacy symbol on Twitter. Cafferty says he had no idea about any white power symbols and was just cracking his knuckles outside his window when the picture was taken of him. Later that day, he says he was notified by SDG&E that he would be suspended pending an investigation, and a few days later, he was fired.
What that man did was so offensive, as you just saw, that local news had to blur the photograph of his hand. He was fired from his job. His life was destroyed for cracking his knuckles. He didn't know cracking his knuckles was racist in his defense, but then nobody did until the day that poor Emmanuel Cafferty was unwise enough to crack them. When a crime has no definition, anyone can be guilty of it. It's hard to relax in a country like that. The old system was better. Government operated on the basis of laws, not amorphous moral terror. Politicians couldn't accuse you of something they couldn't define. The legal code was straightforward. Child molestation was a crime. Having unfashionable opinions was not. Outside of the public sphere, the population mostly governed itself, as it does in every society, and used taboos to do it. You knew what was allowed and what wasn't because the rules didn't change very often. The taboos were organic. They derived from collective experience and instinct, the two most reliable guides to life. They evolved for a reason. They still do. Our job at this point is to protect them, despite the hectoring, the nonstop hectoring from the people in charge. You know the outlines of right and wrong. You're born knowing them. So don't let them talk you out of what you can smell. Don't let them rationalize away your intuitive moral sense. Cling to your taboos like your life depends on them, because it does. Cherish and protect them like family heirlooms. That's exactly what they are.
Young people say the news is full of lies. In Kennedy's motorcade,
239 people tell the death of Jeffrey Epstein.
Well, there you go. Yeah. R.I.P. to this stream, dude. Oh my God, he was going in on those fools. He started talking about CP and child molestation and all that shit. I'm like, oh my God. I watched it earlier. I'm like, oh, dude, this is going to be a fun one. Going all the way in on him. Atomic, if you're going to be on the Rumble side, I got a video from New Orleans that's going to probably make you laugh. They're gentrifying the neighborhood, and some of the locals are not proud of it. That's going to be on the Rumble side here shortly. Check out this Instagram. Washington Examiner says that Instagram was used to connect network of pedophiles to child pornography report claims. And Matt Walsh actually did one on this earlier. Let me get it. Let me get it. his team went undercover basically. I think I have it here on my own feed here. Here. I'll have to get it from my other feed there. But basically one of the people on his team went undercover to see how quick it would get done if he was trying to experience the other side. And they said, dude, 22 minutes into it, we'll get you everything you need. Give you that baseball stitch and have be done with it, you know? Atomic said the neighborhoods have been bad, been run for years. No one fixing lots of crime. Don't be mad when areas change and for the better. Yeah, they were gentrifying it over there, and they blocked off the street for a block party, and he lost his fucking mind. I said, oh, shit. And yeah, you're right, though. You know what I mean? Like, and the people there, they weren't putting up with it. They were like, oh, F you, buddy. Whatever. It was funny. He was going in out of there where it was not appropriate for YouTube, I tell you that.
New video this morning shows a woman in handcuffs after allegedly shooting her neighbor through her own front door. 58-year-old Susan Lawrence is charged with manslaughter with a firearm, a first-degree felony with a maximum sentence of 30 years in prison. This is Lawrence's mugshot. Fox 35 got it minutes before 1 o'clock this morning. First appearance begins at 9 a.m. We are in contact with jail officials about whether she is scheduled for that time. The arrest follows a day of protest over the death of A.J. Owens, who was killed after being shot through her neighbor's door.
Yeah, the pair were allegedly in a dispute over a children's tablet as well. And Randy Hildreth is live outside the Marion County Jail this morning. Randy, the sheriff has spoken exclusively with Fox 35 about the arrest and the ongoing feud between these two neighbors.
Hey, good morning to you both. And one of the more difficult pieces of information that's come out of this investigation is that Owens's children were key witnesses in piecing this story together. I do want to break down the very latest that we got from the sheriff's office in the series of events that unfolded that day that ultimately led to Owens being shot. Now, one of the things that the sheriff's office has said is that Lawrence was angry at Owens's children who were playing in a field near her home. We're told that she started yelling at them, which was overheard by a neighbor. One witness says that Lawrence used racial slurs towards the children. Deputies confirmed she threw a roller skate at the children and one was hit. And they do say that an older sibling of Owens went to the home first to talk to Lawrence, and she swung an umbrella at them. And that's when they say Owens went to the home and knocked on the door. They say Lawrence fired one shot through the closed front door and it hit Owens in her chest, with her 10-year-old standing next to her. I want to show viewers that mugshot again that we got overnight. Now, Lawrence claimed that the shooting was self-defense and that Owens tried to break down her door, but investigators say between witness statements and surveillance video, that was not true, and Florida's stand your ground law doesn't work in this case. In that exclusive interview with Sheriff Billy Woods, he acknowledged the growing calls for Lawrence's arrest, including protests yesterday, but he said investigators needed more time to go through everything.
We know the direction is going, and we can't give out information, and it's difficult because here's the truth. Did we want to make the arrest that night? Absolutely we did. There's no doubt about it. It's tragic when we see somebody that just shoots through a door and shoots another human being, really just because of a neighborhood squabble.
Now, Attorney Benjamin Crump, a civil rights attorney who is representing the family, released a statement. He is pushing for continued accountability as they continue to work through this investigation. He called in question the stand your ground law. He is expected to have a news conference at noon today with Owens's family. Coming up in the next 30 minutes, I'll have more reaction. Live this morning, Randy Hildreth, Fox 35 News.
Yeah, I think you might have predicted it right there on that, Fonzie. I didn't see any footage of them protesting out there, but from what I heard that they were. But the cops arrested them pretty damn quick, so they arrested her the very next day, and the reporter was like, shouldn't have you arrested her yesterday? And he was like, hey, we got protocol we got to go through, so we wanted to arrest her yesterday, but we had to make sure, do our investigation, but yeah, she's under arrest, so. Yeah, that's the base sheriff too. So hey, he would know. I mean, when you got stuff like this right here going down, what are people supposed to do? They want to protect themselves. And I'm pretty sure that she said the roller skate got thrown at one of the kids. They were out there acting up, probably making too much noise. She was an old white lady, got upset. Who knows what happened? There was probably some tensions going on anyway between them. And they were neighbors and shit. So you know how neighbors are sometimes. Thank God you ain't got neighbors like this, though. Just rolling and popping it. Rolling and popping it. Just driving through a neighborhood, just popping off shit. Why? That's why I say drop motherfuckers off in the middle of Iraq, dude. If you just want to go pop off guns and do dumb shit, they do that all the time. Just running around doing dumb shit. Here goes the Mizzy guy. Just running around in the middle of the street doing a flash mob running. They said they were destructing property and doing dumb shit when they were doing this.
Everybody outside! Everybody outside! Yay! Hey, Primo! Primo! Hey! Everybody outside!
I mean, it's just people running down the street, but from what I heard, they were trashing it as they went down through Primark.
Hey! We outside! Hey! We outside in the district!
Look, they running through the store. Jumping on the counters and shit. What is this?
Everybody knows we outside! Go subscribe to Mizzy!
I think if they took everybody's phones away, because look at all these little zombies. Got phones. Everybody's got a phone. It's all going to their social media shit. Everybody got a phone. Take everybody's phones away, and they'll straighten up. Where's this at? This is in Primark. Right there, phones. So they're over there in the across the pond, isn't it?
Come on! Yeah! We outside! We outside! Hey!
And look, you saw those little kids' reaction right there. They're like, "Oh, Mizzy!" Right there, they were like, "Oh, look, we're seeing him." And when I see him on my social media all the time, and now he's on my social media, and now I'm on his social media on my social media. Dumb as hell. Look, there's another little one right there. Mizzy. And look, immediately. This one right here, immediately he goes to doing his shit. Dude, you won't believe where I'm at right now. In the middle of the mall, acting straight donkey, and I saw Mizzy. Another dude that walks through the mall and acts straight donkey. What is happening, man? Yeah, this idiot was on Pierce Morgan.
Back to hide! Hey, everyone out! 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 Yes, Mizzy, I love your shit.
They're like, "Oh, Mizzy, I love you. We love you." Are y'all gonna chase me around the street like that one day? Show me that kind of love? Kids today. Yeah, here's the update for the story last week where the girl got shot in the targeted shooting. The fourth suspect got apprehended. Yeah, I can't stand that guy. He's a fucking idiot. Busy. Mizzy can get busy on my shizzy, you know what I mean?
And that breaking news, Metro Police now have a fourth suspect in custody. They say he and 3 others are the ones who murdered a 4-year-old.
Here's another black scholar out there making Making his parents proud.
Last week. This is Lamarian Buchanan. He was wanted for the death of 4-year-old Talia Frazier. She was in the backseat of a car with 2 other children on Dickerson Pike. This was last Tuesday. At least 2 people started shooting at that car at a red light. She was shot in the head. Police believe this was a targeted shooting, and they arrested 3 other suspects: Trey Dennis, Kenlando Lewis, Kimari Johnson. Those are the 3. Metro Police say Lamarian Buchanan took a bus out of Nashville last week, and they ended up arresting him in North Carolina overnight.
Wow. So that was a little girl. Idiots. These straight dumbasses, man. This little girl right here. Where's Black Lives Matter on this bullshit? Nobody cares. They don't care. They don't care. Man, I think that's going to do it over here for me on the YouTube side of things. Let's jump over to the Rumble side of things and see what we can get started over there. Kaboom. Whoopsie dangle. Breaking video shows the police cruiser driving the Boston mayor, Michelle Wu, appears to cause a crash after driving into traffic on Hyde Park Avenue on Tuesday. Like, you see some people slowing down, but they're not out there like really slowing down traffic, you know what I mean? Like, these other people can't see what the hell's going on. These fools run right out in there, and now they're going to charge this person. Didn't you see my lights? Boom. No, fool. Man, I appreciate y'all coming out. Thank y'all so much for being here. Sorry I was late. I'm cutting the show a little bit short so we can have some more Rumble time. I definitely appreciate y'all being here. Shout out to my Rebels. 666. Krabby Turtle. The Fawns. Sonya's in the house. Atomic. Cat F, she's going to be watching the replay later. Anybody and everybody jumping in and out, I appreciate y'all so much. Hit that like button on the way in. Hit that subscribe button on the way out. Shout out to my moderators, Anthony McQuaid, Atomic Tabasco, Cat F, Zayduichi's Cane Sword, Latina and Cali, and the beautiful Miss Sonia's scrapbook. I definitely appreciate you guys so very much. Let's jump over to the Rumble side so we can do some fun stuff over there. Let's get ready to rumble.
Let's get ready to rumble.